Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL Season 9 Week 4 Highlander matchup between Don't Press Tab and Man Crush Monday. I'm Zagron. By my side, we have Vox Day and Dolphin behind the cam, as always. Vox Day, how you doing coming back through this cast?
I'm so excited, honestly. It's been so long since I've been able to catch some TF2 action. I mean, what better way to get it done than with you guys here and us all hanging out. It's going to be a great night.
A great night it will be because this match that we have for you, ladies and gentlemen, between Don't Press Tab and Man Crush Monday, we're going to be on Product, Kothcast going off tonight. Additionally, for those of you who've been keeping up with Highlander, these are the uncontested two best teams we have in the league right now. They are both on a 3-0 record after the first 3 weeks, and this is very likely a preview of our eventual grand finals for Season 9. These teams have the best players in the league right now playing, and they have some of the best teamwork and the best gameplay that you will be able to see, so you are very much in for a treat tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these rosters have a good mix of some players that you'll know if you've spent some time around the Highlander scene, especially in RGL over the past few seasons. MCM, I mean, perennial champions or just like top tier team throughout RGL, but then also some new names thrown into the mix on either side. So I think it's awesome to see this mix of, I guess you could call them veteran players or the boomers, if you will, with some of the newer talent. I guess newer for me as well. It just shows how the life of the league, how it's continued to thrive.
Yep, and we have the rosters on the screen. We can go ahead and run down those real quick. Starting on Don't Press Tab, we have RK on Scout, Jae Hyunpei making his Highlander cast debut on Soldier, Johnny from Cali on Pyro, Joey Lemons on Demo, Adam on Heavy, Carson on Engineer, Hyphen on Medic, Lenny on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
And for Man Crush Monday, we'll have Triple on Scout, Logan on Soldier, Supreme Toad on Pyro, Dog on Demo, Eerie on Heavy, Aaron on Engineer, Rogue on Medic, Watterson on Sniper, and BM on Spy.
Very stacked rosters on both sides of the field tonight. There are tons of standout players. It's hard to pick just a couple. We do have a lot of players in the server so far, so we're going to be starting up pretty soon for you guys, hopefully. Assuming no Highlander madness goes on. We're used to the 15 minutes after start time, but we have a bit to go. So, Vox, if you have any standout players among the star-studded list that you're looking for tonight to make an impact on product, who would it be?
Well, I'm because, like you said, there are so many great players on either side. I'm looking more at which classes, and for product, your snipers are going to be huge, and your demos are going to be huge. So this matchup of Watterson and Lenny, I can never say enough good things to say about Watterson, and part of that, I mean, most of that is bias. But he is, I would say, you have to be a little nervous coming into this matchup because Lenny is such a strong sniper. I've had the pleasure of watching a lot of his games over the past couple of seasons and how he's grown into really being one of the top players or top snipers in the league. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. And then looking from the demo point of view, Dog and Joey Lemons, I'm not too familiar with either player, but I'm hoping that they can really show us something strong on product here.
Let me fill you in a bit. Dog is undeniably one of the best Highlander gentlemen in the game right now when he plays, when he feels like playing. If Dog has this Man Crush Monday team around him, we haven't seen MCM on cast yet this season, so we're not necessarily as caught up as some of the players might be on how they're playing. But if Dog is in this MCM team, they're playing well. He's going to be a focal point behind them. And Joey Lemon's one of the players I'm not as familiar with, but I'm sure he'll be perfectly fine with Don't Press Tab. They're winning games. They're doing really good so far, and they're actually ahead of MCM because of match points right now. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But contesting Dog is going to be a very tough challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you mentioned, Jay making their making their Highlander cast debut. That Market Gardener, though, watching that in action is something of beauty. And this is the kind of map where you can try to get some of that done. Now the question is, how much do they break that out? Are you going across right away and seeing if you can Market Garden the medic, or are you playing this a little more tense, a little more seriously, because on the other side is one of the other top teams in the league. So I don't know. I'm hoping that there are some shenanigans from both sides, but especially from that soldier spot.
Yeah, this match, like I mentioned, that grand finals likely the preview of that eventually. So winner of this match, assuming these teams are going to go undefeated for the rest of the season, is pretty much going to be locking themselves in for the first seed. It doesn't matter too much this time around because both of them are so heavily favored. It's likely we'll see them grand finals anyway. But first seed, it's nothing to scoff at. If you get it, it's a nice little morale boost. You get into this postseason with some momentum behind you, and you get a bit of bragging rights too. So some of these teams might be looking to take advantage of that going forward. And you mentioned Jay Hunpei being one of the players you're going to look for, the Mark Garden or not. He's going to be massive impact. I want to point out, don't underestimate Logan as the soldier for Man Crush Monday. Logan is a very capable player on whatever explosive class he wants to play, and I think that combined with Triple, they'll be able to get a lot of pressure forward. I know Triple takes beam a lot more than most scouts, so Logan's going to be going in for himself a lot of the time, looking to make the plays, and he's definitely capable of it.
Yeah, one thing that I'm also interested to see, I'm gonna shout out one from either side. First is Johnny from Cali, also known as Ars the Spaniard, or I guess I should say formerly known as, back on Pyro, and I know that he spent a lot of time on demo in the past few seasons. So I'm kind of curious. Pyro and your transferring skill, I'm sure he's going to be doing just fine. But I'm curious to see a kind of rolling back the clock in that sense. And also over on MCM, one person I'm going to be looking at is Rogue. This is a tough map to survive as a medic, and Rogue is a great medic, but one thing that I've seen throughout my time watching Highlander and especially MCM, following them so closely, is it is sometimes a struggle to keep Rogue alive. And that's partly on him, that's partly just a team thing, right? Because you can only do so much surfing and running away as a medic. And I'm definitely going to be curious to see how Marty, or Supreme Toad, as he's known as now, protects him, how the team makes sure that Rogue stays alive, because Uber advantage is going to be huge on a map like Product because it's so fast paced. You can easily take the point with a single advantage.
Yep, and one of the class swaps that's actually been made here, I'm not sure how long Hyphen has been playing Medic for. Because Hyphen, for those of you aware, I'm pretty sure he was like an engineer scout hit scan player in the past, and now we have him on Medic for Don't Press Tab. I haven't seen him play Medic so far. I'm sure he's fine and capable on it. I'm interested in seeing how Hyphen and Rogue stack up against each other, because one thing you mentioned about Rogue, sometimes he does have those games where it just feels like he chain dies. If they are rare and far between, that's fine, but you don't want to have one of those games where your most important match of the regular season is on the line. So Hyphen versus Rogue is going to be interesting to track.
And I guess one question that I'm going to have for you, Zag, because they did pop up in the chat earlier, the predictions were going. Now that we do have, it looks like 17 players ready to go. How are you feeling for this one?
It's really tough. I saw a bunch of 4-3s earlier in the chat. I think I'm gonna go same 4-3. As for who, it's so tough to tell. I think Don't Press Tab are gonna pull it out. I just feel like they have a lot of firepower that they can use to their advantage on most classes. The big worry for me, I shouldn't say worry, but the thing that'll like overtake that for me is if Dog is really able to output a lot more pressure than Joey Lemons on Demo Man. If he is, that can turn the tide for MCM.
I think it's going to be a tight matchup, but I see this going the way of Don't Press Tab. They're a strong team. I don't know, MCM, they look a lot different this year. They've clearly still been doing well. But I'm nervous of that sniper matchup. But I don't know. It could be tight. I'm gonna say 4-3 as well. But I'm gonna agree with you that it's probably gonna tilt in their favor.
And one thing we have now just learned is that Triple Scout for MCM is going to be subbing out for Sandblast. Triple apparently is not able to play right now, so we have Sandblast coming in there. Both of them play a pretty combo-centric scout where they both like taking beam, they both like being in on Ubers, and combined with Dog, I'm sure they'll both play similar roles. One thing is that Sandblast is a lot more vocal than Triple is in comms, so I don't know how much Dog is main calling and how much Sandblast might overtake him in those communications, but assuming that both the scouts are going to be doing the same job, I feel like it won't matter too much.
Yeah, that's a really good point in terms of the comms. That's a great insight for people in the chat that may not really get to witness some of that behind the scenes stuff. But absolutely, Sandblast, very, very vocal. Triple, not so much. They're both extremely talented from a fragging perspective. And so I don't think they're going to be losing anything. Maybe a little bit of comfort, but at the same time, Sandblast is a pro. He knows how to play scout, especially on this map. So I think, if anything, MCM don't lose too much. for subbing Triple out, besides maybe a little bit of practice together. But I have to expect, with a team as seasoned as MCM, they're not coming in with new strats or, this is how they play, this is how we're going to counter it. They're probably a little bit more loosey-goosey, trusting their innate game sense, I have to expect, rather than anything pre-planned. But sounds like we do have the countdown coming down now.
Yep, ready up has been initiated by both teams. We've loaded in, and the match is about to get started. Week 4, Don't Press Tab versus Man Crush Monday. First mid rolling out here.
All right, well, Dog and Joey are going to get to mid around the same time. No one going aggressive, both just chilling behind the rock. And here comes the first bomb in from the Soldier, and Waterson is going to go down, as well as Dog. So 2-player advantage, 3 players for Don't Press Tab, and they definitely have the position on point at the moment.
We saw Joey Lemons actually won the spam war against Dog pretty hard, took him down really early in that fight. I think Dog was the first or second casualty there, and in the end the mid fight collapses because they lost their demo man so early. No damage was being output, so first mid goes firmly in the favor of Don't Press Tab. Rogue did manage to keep his life though, so we'll be on that 75% Uber. Got a bit behind on the charge because he had to run back, so Hyphen does have full Rogue on 80%. They're looking to repush here.
Yeah, I have a feeling Hyphen's going to play a little bit passively. Actually, no, the Uber comes out. Rogue got to make sure that he can get out. He's standing behind his big bodies, and now
good job
gets
kiting
in.
that out to get their Uber off. Now they're going to have the better Uber in post. Joey Lemons and Lenny have gone down instantly, although AGP does find Dog in the stab when he wasn't flashed. They are going to be able to walk back onto the point here and get some capture time going. We have AGP decloaking, not going to find the stab, as Adam going to drop off point with a distraction, barely, and now he does get taken down. Reflect on Jay's bomb from Supreme Toad, and that's going to be the point capture in favor of MCM, and Rogue barely kept his life.
Yeah, that is an excellent use and good collapse after the fact. The Uber really just gained them space. There wasn't too much done while the players were invuln, and after that, just great DM from MCM. They did lose one player, but otherwise now it's back to the 9v9. As I say, that BM goes down, and we'll see how Don't Press Tab want to find their way back into this.
MCM tried walking up to their opponent's concrete to do a bit of forward holding, get some early damage and stuffing down, and it worked out well for them. They didn't lose anyone. They got Uber advantage, or they kept it after that. So now we're a bit of return to even ground. Both meds going to be up on Uber very shortly, and we see now MCM taking the initiative, going in first. Hyphen eats a rocket, but surfs it all the way out to Cliff. Going to keep his life there. 95% Uber on him. The rest of Don't Press Tab is going to scatter a bit, and they only lost one in that. So great kiting from Don't Press Tab, and here's their counter.
Well, they go in. There's not too much to find. Rogue is getting out. Great job by Supreme Toad, getting the air blast to keep Rogue alive, and a lot of kills going in the favor of MCM. 4 players alive for Don't Press Tab. So I mean, MCM did a good job themselves kiting after their Uber was used, and now they hold on to the point. They've got about a 30-40 second advantage on the clock, and they're looking good in this first round.
Well, we just saw something Highlander teams have not been good enough across the board to do in forever. We saw that MCM knew that they'd have to get back out of their Uber because their first Uber didn't get much. They get out and they kite it out fully. They don't lose a single player to Don't Press Tab's repush, and they're able to just walk back onto point with their presence from spreading out. So that's brought them a full minute advantage on the clock. Right now we see Don't Press Tab trying to get forward. There are bombs in, a ton of frags going across for the side of Don't Press Tab, but an Uber is out from Rogue here. They only have 3 up on it.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that use. I think there was a long enough time between those players going down and when the Uber was used that you could have made the decision to maybe just back up with it. Now they're going to be at a hefty 80% disadvantage. We'll call it 100, honestly, by the time everything gets said and done. I don't know if I agree with using in that scenario, but it looks like they made up their mind that they were going to do it. They don't get much from it, and now I don't know. This is gonna. It's going to be interesting to see how Don't Press Tab hold. Last time it wasn't so great, and we'll see how it unfolds.
Logan gets the opening frag onto Carson and lands on Jay. Him plays head, gets the 2K on that side. So now AGB going in. AGB gets the stab onto Watterson and Rogue. The 2K from Don't Press Tab Spy has brought their team a full push here. They're trying to Uber in with RK. They did get, they did not get the point block. So we see MCM, they have control of the point, and they're able to kite back out. BM is in the backline, going to take down Lenny with that revolver as AGB gets one onto Dog. So tons of players going down on either side. MCM do have control of this for now, though, and they're going to keep it. They did lose Rogue, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's all set up by Logan. He gets behind, he gets 2 players, and after that, he actually picked up one of the players in front of Hyphen. I didn't see who it was before that Uber got used. So one of Hyphen's original Uber targets went down, and it just kind of blew up that entire plan. So although, I mean, MCM do steal the point for a little bit, it's taken immediately after by Don't Press Tab. It's still a little bit of a win in MCM's book because they reset the Ubers a little bit. Of course, like you said, great stab by AGB also messed that up, but the Uber does get used. Don't Press Tab, they're pushing forward. It looks like MCM are going to get out, and we're going to leapfrog these Ubers for now.
Yep, Jay couldn't quite get that pogo in, got denied by Supreme Toad again here, and Jay gonna go down on his retreat, can't quite get out in time, so numbers advantage gonna be in favor of MCM once they get their spawner up. Dog is going in, and they're bombing forward. We see Logan jumping onto Lenny, trying to get 2 rockets, does clean up that sniper. On the other side, the concrete side, a lot of players have gone down for MCM. BM, Eerie, Supreme Toad, and Logan are all down, and there's AGB again, taking down Waterston. Rogue has an Uber on the point, but no one to use it on. We ended up Ubering Aaron on the back out, and they just have the Demo Man scout here. They're gonna take him down by some good shots from RK. Bombing in now is Jay with a pogo, trying to get this rocket air blasted, but gets it anyway. Jay getting that med pick. Sandblast gets 2 cleanup, but it is for naught. They don't get the point, and they don't get the Uber ad.
I honestly think the winner from that is Johnny from Cali, the Pyro, for Don't Press Tab. Great job air blasting Sandblast away. He wanted to get so much more done with that Uber, but Rogue eventually had to back out, and Sandblast was just stun locked basically by those air blasts. But the point does go in MCM's favor. A couple down for Don't Press Tab, but they have 100% on the Uber, and we've got a pause coming in. 8 seconds left for Don't Press Tab, about 30 seconds when the pause started for MCM.
Yeah, keep in mind, this pause is 90 seconds delayed, so this happens in the middle of next round, so someone will probably disconnect or feel some lag going forward. But either way, talking about this situation here, Don't Press Tab, let them have the point. They let MCM walk up and take it because Hyphen is coming up on Uber. He had about 92% when the pause started, so he will have in time for the final push. As for, they did it because they lost 2 players and they figured we don't have enough positioning. We'll just get our Uber walkout reset. Full Uber versus no Uber, we're favored in it, and they're just going to do that. So Don't Press Tab is according to their plan. MCM, they need to pull out another massive kite where they're able to just not lose players to the enemy Uber and then retake the point afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, just as simple as that, right? I mean, I say that tongue in cheek, but at the same time, like you said, they would have to do that again because they have done it so far in this first round. It's been very impressive between these 2 teams. As we predicted, we thought it was going to be close. Even this round, the fact that it's come down to 10 seconds for one team, about 30 seconds for the other, it's been a back and forth one. Teams have won and lost advantages. We are unpaused now.
And we see here's Don't Press Tab.
Crashed.
The Uber's crossing across the left point. Supreme Toad trying to air blast back. He will get taken down, but no other casualties have come across. MCM have gotten a full retreat off. Now that Ubers are off, they're going to drop off cliff, try to repush. Lenny and Eerie are both going down. Dog gets jumped on by Jay, and Jay gets 2 BM doubling up on him. The point gets recaptured by Don't Press Tab. They have control of the point. 8 seconds ticking. MCM only have 4 alive. They're trying to scramble back to the point. Supreme Toad's the first person back. Can't get the air blast off, and that will be Don't Press Tab taking round 1 in a near double overtime fashion.
The only thing I'm sad about is that I missed it because, of course, my game had to crash. But wow, the fact that it came down so close, I'm hoping MCM can battle back immediately. You don't want to go down 2-0, of course, and the fact that it's been so even, you get a little afraid that if every round is close, but then falls into Don't Press Tab's favor, it could look very lopsided, but immediately goes down. Oh wow, Dog, Eerie, Rogue, BM, MCM have lost half of their team. Great job from the early rollout from Don't Press Tab, and I mean, that is their point for sure.
Any questions we had about Joey Lemons and how good of a demo man he'd be coming out on cast for the first time this season, they've immediately been answered these first 2 mids. Both mids, he's absolutely demolished Dog, killed him first or second with stickies, was able to walk forward, get pressure the rest of his point, and Don't Press Tab's walking coordination where they're just walking across the point with all the damage, it's looking flawless.
Yeah, and definitely need to shout out as well Jay on the bomb as Soldier, getting in, getting onto Rogue, really just harassing Rogue, even if he doesn't get the kill, just disrupting everything, but then of course he follows it up and finishes it. So 50% in disad right now for Rogue and MCM. I don't know, I'm kind of curious to see who's going to be the player to step up for MCM. It's looked like a team effort as an Uber does come across point. Logan and Eerie fall during it. but MCM just falling back. They're going to see if they can take their 85%, use their Uber advantage now and grab the point.
Yeah, unfortunately, RK got sniped before that Uber started, so they didn't have the option with the scout to chase down. They only got the kill into the heavy in that Uber, so not the most optimal from Dumper's Tab. But here we have them pushing forward, forcing the Uber on MCM's own porch. That's super good. The Uber's going to be expired by the time MCM can get to the point. They are going to have more players, so they'll be able to walk forward and take some control. RK and Lenny going down at the back end solidifies that control, and we're going to see the first capture of the round for MCM in just a second here.
One thing that I mentioned too was Arst, or Johnny from Cali, rolling back the years, coming on to Pyro. Oh, look at this delayed capture to make sure Logan gets his respawn. You love to see that. Just a little you know, metagame for you there. But he's been great on Pyro so far during these Ubers. Just despite the fact playing demo, he's still developed that game sense and just a strong player all around. And he's had some impact on Pyro, which is sometimes hard to say. You know, Pyros don't get enough love in our game with Highlander, so shout out there.
Knife got melted for AGB. He's gonna have to go back in later, but he reached the Uber crossing across point. Joey Lemons and RK taking the two-man. Watson's gone down instantly to the stickies, and the counter is out here from Sandblast and Dog trying to walk forward, get some kills. Sandblast running in, mowing people down. Joey Lemons goes down. Adam's the last one standing of the combo, as gets out 1 HP, but there's the bomb in from Logan trying to find Hyphen, and he gets Hyphen and RK. Logan with a 2K bomb to clean it up. Gets the enemy medic, and the MCM looking good in this round coming back.
That was absolutely huge, although afterwards, Don't Press Tab find plenty of picks of their own. MCM on 10-second respawns for 3 of their players, including the Heavy and Pyro, so Rogue could be a little in danger as Lenny rings one out.
They gotta get out. They lost Demo Man Scout to pick classes right in a row. MCM have no one left to hold. They are gonna have a small Uber out, although Rogue needs to start charging it. He hasn't been charging for a few seconds.
You know, one thing that I've noticed so far is look at our snipers. Waterston and Lenny both on 19 points. Lenny bottom of the scoreboard in terms of points right now for Don't Press Tab, and Waterston probably hasn't had as much impact as you expect. I wonder if teams went in ready to make sure that they focus down. Oh wait, a bomb in from Jay. Okay.
He tried doing a high sink into main, but the medic didn't walk out. Dog walked out a lot early, so Jay got nothing.
Oh wow, but yeah, I'm curious to see if the snipers will wake up, or it's just this is the game plan to make sure neither sniper has a good game.
Hyphen's at 95%, but Dog jumping in with the end of that Uber, getting the 2-pipe to clean up Hyphen, and there we go. That Uber is completely gone from the side of Don't Press Tab. MCM have flipped the score once again. They are down a minute here, but they are in position to hold another point with their Uber ad.
Yeah, this becomes huge. If you think 30-40 seconds to get that Uber, you can wipe away half of that deficit, and then at that point, you just have to have a strong Uber hold so you can get yourself right back into this round. Waterston going down, though, even if he's not getting a lot of frags, it's a threat.
Johnny's walking at Rogue, he almost hit the flare, but Rogue gets extinguished.
Oh boy, I don't know. We don't want to get into that Rogue chain dying scenario.
But this is that concrete hold that we're talking about. They're perfectly fine with their opponent's concrete. They're going to push even further here. Jay gets the kill onto Eerie and keeps his life, so good play by Jay here. Now we have Rogue on Uber. They're going to use here, save Sandblast and Dog. They need to chase down and try and find something, but they're losing more players than they're gaining. Hyphen at 80%, gonna keep his life this time and get out to spawn. So MCM, they've lost their players and they lost that Uber. Time is even though.
Yeah, I mean, I like that concrete hold until they had to just full commit, right? And it's a high risk, high reward, almost like a cliff hold when you're just trying to keep your opponent choked and spawn. They lose their Uber because of it, because they have to force to keep players alive.
They want to force Hyphen here. Oh, Logan getting a headshot out of the air. His bomb goes nowhere. Lenny demolishing him. Now we see Rogue's half HP. MCM trying to get out here, and they do force the Uber. That's exactly what they wanted here. So MCM key to get out. They're going to get out through main here, and they're going to be in position to repush again. We're going to come down to the wire in this round as well.
Yeah, 75% for Rogue as MCM starts pushing. They haven't lost the point yet. It's about 90% cap, so if MCM can get forward, Rogue's at 90% of his Uber. Oh, he got hit by a sticky, but he's going to stay alive for now.
95% AGB's in. He can't get the revolver shots, and they are going to get the Uber in time. Now we see MCM walking across point, trying to get whatever kills they can. Johnny goes down first. The point is almost capped for the side of Don't Press Tab. They need to get back on top of it. Dog going to get stabbed out by AGB, and Supreme Toe gets sniped down. Rogue... Oh, he's so close, and now he gets killed by a sticky snipe. And their MCM, they do end up wiping for this, but they have the point into overtime.
Wow, Rogue dying at the last second hurts a lot because now there is no time to build another Uber. I think Rogue's gonna have to come up quick fix just to. Oh no, he's still gonna go Uber, hoping to see maybe he can get enough heals if it goes into a long overtime. But this is gonna be tough for MCM to break. You don't even have enough time for a sack wave. Yeah, you just have to go in, hope this Uber gets beefed. Waterson goes down to AGB yet again, and here comes the bomb. Uber gets.
He gets Lenny and the Force.
I don't know how this is going to turn out. It looks like it's going in favor of don't press tab. Yeah, this is there.
Sandblast and Dog are alive, but they can't get enough damage out. Jay with 2 kills to clean that one up, and that's round 2 going in favor of don't press tab. Again, another double overtime coming through. It's such a close fight through the first half, but don't press tab have had the edge for now.
And it's just a bitter pill to swallow.
Yep, we have logs coming up on the screen so far. The things I want to point out, you mentioned it in the middle. It seemed like snipers weren't very high in the scoreboard. Lenny does have 13 kills. He's tied for top frag on his team there. Second top frag, I should say. AGB actually getting 18 kills, top fragging the server by a large margin. We haven't really been calling out his name that much. We have pointed out when he did get those a couple chain stabs, but I didn't think he was top fragging the server by 5.
Working on pulling them up. Okay, yeah, I got them now. Yeah, I'm impressed. I guess, you know, the points can be very deceiving because you don't necessarily know who's getting points and for what. Waterson and Lenny not too far behind each other. 13 for Lenny, 11 for Waterson. I honestly think it's just been very good pushes from don't press tab. The fact that every time they have an Uber, they seem to at least get something.
Voxday seems to be cutting out a bit.
Oh, man.
I'll take over. You try to get that fixed in just a second while we do have halftime. But yeah, there's been a bunch of trades back and forth that have gotten really close for both teams. Something about AGB, by the way, I want to point out to those of you who aren't in the server and the spectate client, you can't see these things on the scoreboard. I'm not sure if Dolphin shows them, but AGB currently is on 5 ping. There's no way the man can't pop off when given 5 ping, and he's taken full advantage of that. 18 kills, 500 DPM. Amazing spy performance from AGB out so far, definitely being a driving force in Don't Press Tab success. I'll look at the Demo Man versus Demo Man right now. Joey Lemons, 630 DPM to Dog's 430. 100 more DPM for the side of Don't Press Tab, definitely giving them an advantage to walk forward on the point with. We see Sandblast. While Sandblast is having more of an impact than RK in that scout cleanup role, it just feels like Don't Press have so much more baseline to work with. They always have more picks, they always have more damage going forward, and it's just a lot harder for Sandblast to take full control like he'd like to. He's doing a good job, don't get me wrong, but it's just MCM feel like they're getting a bit outplayed on the macro level. It's not by much, but it just feels like those advantages are there.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point, and hopefully my mic is sticking with me now. But I think you bring up a good point about the fact that maybe from a gameplay perspective or strategy perspective, both of these teams are still pretty even. But it's the fact that when Don't Press Tab push or like whatever that they're whatever strategy they're bringing out, they're actually converting on those frags. It's 1 or 2 more, or it's AGB getting the clutch couple of stabs, or it's on that rollout Jay getting the bomb in and finding the multi kills. I feel like those have come at times for MCM, but they're fewer and further between, which means at the end, when you were getting those last 10 seconds eking off the clock, it's Don't Press Tab that are winning these rounds. The good thing for MCM, they've been close rounds, so you can bring yourself back into it. But kind of like what I mentioned before, this could still turn out to be a 4-0, which is going to hurt you in your standings, even if every single round goes to double overtime. So they're going to want to find a way to convert a couple of these rounds.
Yeah, that match point system in RGL going to come in as well. As many rounds as you can get on Koth you want, because each separate round does matter a lot. One more thing I want to look at the stats real quick is the medic gameplay. Rogue has double the deaths as Hyphen. That said, it's 3 versus 6. It's not really that much in the big scheme of things. And when you're on the team that does end up losing, you're going to have more deaths as Medic. There's not really much you can do there. Hyphen, both meds have 9 charges. Neither is dropped, so that's pretty fine. Average time to build is pretty much the same. Rogue's actually building 2 seconds faster on average, which, not that big of a difference. Both medics having a big impact. Hyphen's put out 2,000 more heals. Again, his team's just alive more. He's getting more heals out. It really feels like both meds are stacking up just like we want them to. No one's had a big glaring error. No one's dropped players on Ubers. No one's dropped Uber in general. It feels like they've been playing very good.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree there. I think that it's tough, obviously, like you said, when you're the losing team, you're going to get a couple more deaths, and the fact that they have the same amount of Ubers just shows that it's usually on like backing out or something like that, that Rogue is going down, whereas Hyphen may be a little bit more protected or a little quicker on the escape. One thing that I think is interesting too, AGB has 7 sniper picks right now, so Watterson, 70% of Watterson's deaths have come to the spy, which isn't too surprising. It's just the amount, I think, is kind of staggering. So it's hard to have an impact when you're always looking at the respawn cabinet. I don't know. I think probably Watterson likely has to be a little bit more aware of what's going on, or maybe playing closer to the combo, which can be tough when you're not holding on to the point, because where are you going to stand if your team doesn't have the point where you're going to be able to get heals and stick around by the combo? Maybe if he's not playing around the team, I don't know. I maybe you can look at different options that you can use. Is the Razorbacks banned? I can't remember.
It's usable, but when you're in an SVS like this, not having overheals throwing.
It's just tough. I mean, I don't know if, like I said, I'd have to pay attention to see if he's playing with the combo, because if he's not playing with the combo at all, it might be something worth it, because right now,
what I've been noticing is that
backstabbed over
when MCM are doing their pushes, right, they're trying to get as many people as forward on the point as they can, and that kind of leaves Watterson in an alone position. That's when the sniper is the most vulnerable, is when the team is moving. When the team stops moving and finds their spot, that's when the sniper can post up, get protected. So part of it is AGB being really good on his timing on picking Watterson. Part of it is when they were doing their concrete hold, like forward holds on concrete, he was playing like on his own team's concrete, and that caused him to get picked early a couple times. Which, if that's how they want to play, then maybe like the engineer needs to be with him. Maybe something else needs to happen to protect him. But either way, that's how it's going. And you bring up the snipers has another interesting thing on my mind. We see Lenny, even with like, we see Watterson has 2 more deaths. The frags are 13 to 11. I didn't look at exactly what class they're on, but both snipers are hitting shots when they can. If you look at the deaths, Lenny has 8. Half of them are to Logan. Logan is right now the primary source of MCM sniper killing. When he gets the bombs in, gets a couple multi-kills, and then dies for it, that's when they're getting the sniper kills. AGB, on the other hand, is half of Watterson, or like more than half Watterson's deaths, like you mentioned as well. So the sniper killing is coming from different sources here. And if you're MCM, you have to feel like yours is a bit easier to take care of, because watching for the spy is one thing that can be pretty like easily attained for, where your sniper, during rotations, he maybe like checks for himself after every shot. Maybe someone just gets with him during holds when he's not with his combo. With Logan and the way he's focusing onto Lenny, it's a lot harder to actually dedicate someone to deal with that, because who can chase the soldier when he's going behind? Your scout really can't. If your soldier's trying to get pressure, he really can't. Engineer maybe, but he's not nearly as mobile and will probably lose a 1v1 with how good Logan is. It's just a lot tougher of a situation to find yourself fixing.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a good point. One thing just for our viewers, Adam had to restart his internet, so that's what the delay is right now.
He's back in spectator, so we have him up.
Okay, good. Hopefully we'll get started on the second half pretty soon.
We start for long enough.
Yeah, right. Just trying to find every little stat line we can pour over that we can look at. I mean, as I said before, there's a clear path for MCM in this one. Don't Press Tab have had the advantage. That's kind of what we said early on, that it looked like they were gonna edge them out a bit. Just thought that it was gonna translate more on the scoreboard, but unfortunately for MCM, they haven't been able to get over the finish line. One thing I'm looking for them in order to get back into it is how they approach things with Sandblast. He is their top fragger right now. No big surprise, because he's just such a solid, talented player. But he's also number 6 on the team. 5 on the team in terms of heals, even behind the Pyro. And he's getting in on Ubers and things like that. I don't know necessarily. I haven't watched specifically how they're playing with Sandblast, but I think they could definitely spare some more heals for the player that is kind of, I don't want to say carrying them, because obviously, like you said, Logan is having impact, etc. But really doing getting the bulk of their frags, let's say, right now.
Yeah, definitely a fair criticism. They could try and get more heals into Sandblast, which could be, again, symptoms of him not being their main scout. We could be seeing some of that coming through, but we do have the ready up coming up very shortly. I want to pay attention to one more fun stat line. Aaron right now is playing non-interactive engineer. He has 4 kills, 3 deaths. He has half the deaths of his medic and as many deaths as the enemy medic. He's bottom deathing the game on engineer. Shout out to Aaron.
You know, it's a beautiful game. You know, sometimes you just get to sit there, the gun shoots for you, and you know, you focus on.
If you're gonna play non-interactive engineer, though, catch the spy more.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the conversation going on right now. We gotta hope. Boy, maybe hell, maybe it's time to bust out the level 3 sentries. Oh, that would be something special. All right, we're finally going live.
Yeah, we have the ready up. It's currently a 2-0 lead for Don't Press Tab here. First to 4 will be the victors in this week 4 matchup. Rolling out again, we are going to be on the same sides. They did not choose to switch up. Don't Press Tab on blue, MCM on red. Mid fight rolling out.
Well, Jay is already bombing behind. He's in on Aaron. Oh,
death number 1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Is that a jetpack bomb from Supreme Toad? They're in there and they're getting tons of damage. BM Orbs and Sandblast all getting in on it, and like that, Don't Press Tab get wiped off the map. The jetpack tech coming in and they win their first mid of the match.
That is beautiful. Oh, it's like when there's like a tech pause in CS and right after you pull out the strat that's going to just slap the team in the face because everyone's unfocused after a break or after halftime. And wow, okay, I love it. This is why we pay the price of admission, which means subscribing to the RGLgg Twitch channel. Anyway.
Rogue has died. He dropped. We see Jay jumping in over the top, getting that sync rocket. I think he died at 99%. Actually, that said Lenny firing off 2 headshots into Aaron and Dog, and MCM's advantage gets wiped instantly. Another headshot from Lenny, win the SBS this time. Gets stabbed for his trouble, but has certainly opened up the proceedings here, as well as over that bomb from Jay. So very fast repush from Don't Press Tab. Looks like it caught MCM a bit off guard.
Yeah, I think this is time for MCM to just go in for a sack wave. Hyphen has about 90%. Rogue's on 30. I think you can sacrifice a couple of players here and see if you can get that force off early. Jay kind of just looking for some position. Joey goes down. This is opportunity again. Maybe you can get onto Hyphen. Here comes the Uber though. It's going to be Johnny leading the charge. As Jay jumps in behind, see if he can work with a little distraction play, but MCM are going to keep their players, and now they're going to get back onto the point. It's almost capped. Sandblast goes for the kill, and Adam, he gets it.
If he wins this, Sandblast 1v2. He's trying his best. He's not getting killed. He's sticky, so very close, but Sandblast definitely bought them a ton of space there, gets the heavy kill, and stalls for forever. MCM get the point back off that, and they keep the Uber as well.
I'm curious what took MCM so long to cap that point with Sandblast already really getting the position. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe there was another player that they were focused on that took their attention. But either way, MCM do come down to the point.
He turns around. Good call from Rogue there to save his demo man.
Those are some quick comms to get in, and Rogue now uses the Uber. Sandblast is in as well as Dog, but nothing is going in their favor. In fact, BM and Logan have gone down elsewhere on the map, so MCM worse for wear after that Uber, especially now with the 60% disadvantage.
Yeah, they're looking to kite out back through the cliff here. They are into pockets, so Rogue has an avenue for escape. They are defending a bit longer, as we see Don't Press Tab haven't quite gotten on the point just yet. They are losing health on the side of MCM, and there's going to be Lenny winning the SBS. Uber is had for Hyphen here, and they get Rogue Lenny with the 2K, getting that medic kill on the other side. It's a full collapse in right now, and all of MCM's getting wiped.
And the fact that Hyphen did not have to use his Uber on that too is huge. Just great picks coming from Don't Press Tab and made it so easy for them. I mean, now they can just sit back, they can wait because they know MCM, or it's going to be a while before they have an opportunity to push in, unless they do go for some sort of sack play or sack wave, or you play around your pick classes, see if Watterson can find something. But hopefully for MCM, this isn't the start of Lenny popping off, as he just found that 2K.
So far, we haven't seen... Ooh, Sticky's almost gonna kill Dog. Death... Oh, he misses the dead, and Dog makes it through just in time. He might be waiting for the medic or someone bigger. Looks like that's the case, but right now we see them have to Uber across point. Dog's gonna jump out, and they're all gonna try to get out. Eerie might get left out to dry here as a scout, but ooh, Sticky's from Dog. Gonna save his Heavy's life, and they're gonna get Johnny as well. So great kite from MCM. They only lose 2 and get 2 in return.
Yeah, it was a good Uber force. It was Logan and BM that got in on the combo and forced it out. So now MCM with the advantage with finding a couple of picks. And they may lose the pick advantage in just a little bit, but time is being captured on the point.
They have some space on concrete. They're going to bomb into Logan, forcing them back. Gonna get that space for his team. And all 18 players alive, but the point goes in favor of MCM here. They're about a 30-second dis ad. They have a 40 Uber. Oh no, Jay! Gets the double sink in. Can't get the reflect, and Rogue gonna drop. That's the second death at 99 or 100 for Rogue this round, and it's gonna cost MCM. They're trying to walk forward here, but there are frags on both sides. It's actually numbers ad for MCM right now, but Hyphen is just building in spawn, so they'll be perfectly fine with that.
I mean, still a good collapse from MCM. The fact that they didn't lose point immediately buys them a little extra time. The time looks like it's going to be even by the time, if I can use that for the fourth time in a sentence, but by the time Don't Press Tab get in. The Uber advantage is still something to look at, but great job from MCM making the best of a really bad situation, and we'll see if it's about to get worse with 100% for Hyphen and 8 players alive.
Oh, they're collapsing on Joey early. That's a fantastic play, and Joey gets dropped because of it. Hyphen and RGL, the only ones right now, and Marty Supreme Toad air blasting the entire Uber back, and MCM have only lost 2 so far, and they're going to be able to re-collapse on this. Johnny from Cali can go down right away. Sandblast, ooh, he gets almost stabbed by AGB, gets Larson instead. AGB will keep his life for now, but MCM still have control of the point.
Yeah, I think he'll take that. Sandblast staying alive. He's been so again. AGB coming in, and he gets the back
2K, there we go.
Oh no. Oh, that hurts so much. Getting 2K. I mean, MCM have now brought this into overtime for themselves. Still no capturer coming down. I'm guessing they're waiting for some spawns, but that could work into their detriment because now Rogue has Uber. They're not fully blocking the point at the moment. AGB was on it, but Cloak, it's almost uncapped. How have they done this?
They just pushed back in their full Uber ad. We saw Rogue kite out and they had full Uber to work with. Hyphen didn't have his and they got completely kited out of that. So the re-pushing for MCM was very clean. They went before they could even, or before Don't Press Tab couldn't get set. And just like that, we're at a 2-1 right now. MCM taking their first round of the match.
That seemed very interesting. I mean, definitely that Uber advantage, that snuck up on me. I wonder if that also maybe snuck up on Don't Press Tab because they just kind of waited back for a little bit despite having numbers, and that cost them. Here comes Jay in with a bomb.
Marty jumping from Marty China this time. They're going Marty, in. This time they're a lot more spread out. He gets Joey Lemons. Marty walking at Hyphen, trying to get the flames on. The rest of the fight's popping off, but I don't care. He can't quite get him. Hyphen's gonna live, and the sack does not pay off this time. MCM are too scattered. They lose 7 players. Actually 8 because Washington got sniped at the start, and that time Don't Press Tab kite out the aggression.
You know, we didn't say anything about what Don't Press Tab was doing as they like just destroyed the MCM side, but I think it was worth it to watch Marty.
I'm interested in the jetpack stack. Not gonna work twice though. Need a different trick again.
Oh boy. Well,
okay, but like, why is Waterston there? He just gets stabbed in the front line. Another sack coming in. Oh, this time they get it. PM with the stab drops Hyphen. They're gonna lose a lot of players for it, but that's fine. They're only 3 up right now. Gonna be building in spawn. That drop is worth it in their minds. They're gonna be able to walk back out here once they get their spawns up.
Yeah, Rogue at 70%, as you said, in spawn. AGB, though, he's going to be calming a lot of information for his team.
That's a great frag on the Delmo. They don't have to worry about stickies anymore walking forward.
Oh, wow, yeah, BM still messing things up in the back line. Here comes Jay with a big bomb up top. He spotted.
Ooh, good serve.
Yeah, gonna stay alive. Great job by MCM there. Just very aware of what was going on. Well, they're trying to see if they can work their way onto the point. Adam is gonna go down. Good kill onto the heavy as Waterson gets sniped down. So no sniper to help them on this advance as the Uber comes out. But it doesn't look like they're gonna find many frags. Just the positioning, which I think they're okay with for now, since they can get their first cap in this round.
BM runs at Lenny with a revolver and takes him down, so another sniper ad going to be in favor of MCM here, going to get Waterson able to set up on the point somewhere. AGB's in the backline, but for now both teams looking to reset. Hyphen's only at 66%, hasn't been charging for a little bit, but does connect that beam. We see Don't Press Tab kind of line it up behind their house. Oh. Rogue dies! Jay again, another med pick in the middle of the team, and that's so unfortunate for the side of MCM. They have to back up again.
Yeah, this concrete hold is interesting, but I feel like that's twice that it's very short-lived, that immediately after, you know, I think it's a good idea, but Don't Press Tab are not the team that's going to get stymied by it, and they've really proved that, especially now with Rogue going down.
He hits reverse bomb, Jay catches BM out before he can get on his medic.
Back to the drawing board for MCM. They did take some time off of the clock, which brings it a little more even, but they're working at a pretty hefty disad. MCM has been better with finding picks, I'd say, in this half, so hopefully they can continue that. But Dog goes down immediately.
Hyphen gets forced by that Logan bomb, gonna get on his head and force that Uber. BM trying to cross, he doesn't get seen, but now we're gonna see collapse in. Jay trying to get forward, and he finds Waterson. Waterson too far, Rick's on a cliff by himself, so free sniper pick there. And now they have control of their opponent's clip. Jay going in again! One rocket needs one more! Oh my god, Jay's a menace on the MCM backline. Rogue he's having one of those chain dying halves again, and it's because of Jay.
You know, I wonder if it's time, you know, get BM on the cloak and dagger, and he's just gonna sit there and call out bombs. You know, like, it can be so valuable, maybe not to that degree, but just having your spy calm all the time, and that could be something helpful for MCM, because right now they are getting so caught off guard by every single one of these bombs. Eerie goes down to a snipe by Lenny. It's even in terms of numbers, but the disad is there for the Uber charge. MCM
Another
getting
bomb.
out to the point.
Oh, he can't get the rocket this time. Rogue dodges that one out. Mini gonna save his life for now. And now we see MCM walking forward. They're gonna take the capture. A lot of headshots going through. Lenny gonna headshot Dog. And there's more numbers now for Don't Press Tab being able to give the capture. Now Ubering in with Johnny and RK. Trying to get some damage down. Can't quite get any frags on the combo just yet. But they will be able to recapture. 26 seconds left for Don't Press Tab.
MCM looked like they wanted to see if they could stop it, but they were a little slow. They just didn't have enough time to get there.
Close to death. One more rocket will take him down, but Jay not going to go over. They will force the Uber.
Yeah, Sandblast leading the charge right now. I don't think they're going to find too much. Logan bombs in. He's going to get picked up by Lenny. They're going to grab the point back, but that's just a desperation play given the fact that there's 4 seconds left on the clock for this round. We could be staring down the barrel of a 3-1 in the advantage of Don't Press Tab. As they have the Uber ad, they're getting ready, just building, keeping their players alive, and they're going to come in and try to just steal this point away.
Waterson and Aaron get stabbed by AGB in downtime, so they have massive spawn times. It's now a 7v6. Dog gonna go down as well. Lenny getting him killed with the body shot plus explosion. AGB stabs Eerie as well, and this point is free right now for the side. Don't Press Tab. Sandblast trying to contest alone. Rogue gonna get backstabbed in just a second. He misses it, but they do get Uber off. This should be the capture. 3 seconds left. MCM are nearly wiped. They're gonna have lose Aaron, and that will be round 3. Firmly in the favor of Don't Press Tab. That's the most decisive round so far this match after a lost one.
Yeah, you know, maybe a little bit of endurance coming in. Some teams just can't hang. I don't know. That's tough for MCM. That one could be demoralizing as well in terms of like just keeping cool head in comms and in mumble. That is a really tough round to lose. It almost feels like Don't Press Tab have them over the barrel right now and might be able to just take this 4-1.
He tried pogo jumping off the wall, got taken to 1 and then got killed. Jay's being so greedy. Mid's still going on though. Here's the bomb in from MCM. They get a lot of kills here, but Sandblast and Dog have gone down. Waterson as well lost that SDS. 4 players down for each team right now. We're going to see MCM actually have only 6 alive. They're going to be able to keep control of the point, get that capture in. That's their second one mid fight of the half.
Well, the last time they won mid, they won the round, so
True.
We'll see if that that trend holds true. The fact though they didn't get hyphen this time, and maybe that's the hidden variable.
Well, actually both a little better.
Yeah, they have. I mean, Ubers will be even. But I don't know. It really does feel like MCM is kind of running out of steam here. Here comes the Uber. Joey Lemons leading the charge. Rogue kiting does a good job, keeps his players alive, and now Sandblast and Dog can try to collapse and see
Great
what
start
else
by
they can
Joey
get.
Lemons to live there. That was amazing. Lenny gonna snipe down BM though, so Spy losing that Spy versus Sniper, and now we see both teams at 8 alive for the repush.
And I mean, the question is who else can try to come alive for MCM? It's going to take some kind of performance, I think, from an individual member. Waterson and Eerie both go down. Rogue can be in a bad spot if Don't Press Tab choose to push here. But instead he is going to stay alive. Both medics still even on the Uber, but point now being held by Don't Press Tab. And they've got a minute to shave off.
MCM's flank completely exploded there. They lost heavy NG sniper all on concrete to just pipe and rocket spam, and they just died instantly. And because of that, they didn't have any pressure, had to back up. Both meds on 85% now as we are back to the point. Both scouts are trying to edge, get some time on it. Dog getting reflected by Johnny on these front lines. First kill has yet to go over yet as BM's on a respawner. Here's a bomb in from both sides. Lenny gets a snipe onto Eerie, and Logan has gone down. Bomb unsuccessful as we have Uber trades going off on point. No one's died directly in the Ubers here, but Eerie did go down before them, so they are going to have to back up. MCM don't have as many players, and there's Dog getting sniped on the exit by Lenny.
On that one too, like AGB was just able to easily get behind. All of MCM are just stacked up on the grass side. No one up top towards Cliff during that like posturing before the Uber. And I wonder if that also has an effect. Like AGB has just been,
Spawn camp Waterson again.
Exactly.
And he got away with it. He's not even dead. He's killing Waterson for free every time. Because of it, Lenny's popping off. Lenny's actually 50 points right now, top of the scoreboard, except his medic by a large margin. So Lenny having an amazing half, helping his team. And there's another one. He takes down Logan before his bomb can even go off.
Yeah, and this is what happens, right, when you feel no threat, no pressure from the enemy team. Logan, I probably has, I don't think we've called his name as much in terms of getting on top of Lenny this round, but the Uber does get used, and that is going to be great cleanup from Joey. Finds a couple of frags, including Dog and Waterson. But yeah, Lenny is just unchained right now. There's no pressure, I think, being felt by any of the members of Don't Press Tab, and now I think they're in scrim mode, kind of just like cruise control for this game.
Jay trying to jump around in the box. He will actually live with 1 HP, but Waterson's found his entry, gets the kill onto Johnny, and AGB goes down in the backline as well. So MCM have a 9v7 work, but they're going to Uber across point, trying to get some damage in. Hyphen doesn't have, they're trying to chase down. Joey Lemons goes down, but they can't get onto Hyphen at all. So Joey Lemons, the only casualty of that Uber. MCM get the capture back, but that was not optimal for them at all, considering they need to make a 1-minute comeback.
One thing I'm curious about, and I don't know if this boils down to just strategy or just awareness from either side, but it does feel like every time there's an Uber used by MCM, everyone from Don't Press Tab is able to just kite and back up. We've seen a couple of course, fall apart, but every time it feels like MCM are getting caught off guard recently in terms of players bombing in or the Ubers coming in. This time, I mean, they're going to prove me wrong and everyone's going to kite. Not too much is going to happen from it. But I don't know if just like awareness has slipped through the cracks for MCM. They do want to try to block this point. It hasn't been capped just yet. Waterson far forward. He went for the hero snipe, which he is known for, but it is not going to work out in his favor here.
Jay in the back line, he's trying to get any rockets he can. He actually shotguns on Sandblast, still a distraction, distracting 4 people. Because of that, we see MCM having gotten the point, yet he will get cleaned up by Aaron, and MCM have won the extended trade. They kept Rogue alive too, which is crucial. They're gonna get the recapture here and have a 70% advantage as well.
Well, the question is now, I mean, we were just talking about Jay, is he going to get yet another bomb in on Rogue? He's died twice this half.
This SVS, it's about to pop off. Oh, and he actually headshots Joey Lemons and eats a body shot for it, so Watson's going to keep his life and gets the pick.
I'm looking at Jay right now over on the concrete side. I don't know if he's getting ready for a bomb or something like that. I don't know. I'm just keeping my eye on Rogue.
He's on concrete now, spamming the
right
mini
now.
sentry down, which is essential, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mini sentry will go down to that Carson Wrangler. Now we see Don't Press Tab edging forward onto the point. Their health is bad in a couple players, but they will remedy the situation and look to walk forward.
Well, 95% for Hyphen. Here comes something. Okay, well, in early use, Rogue tagged down by someone. I'm not sure what. This is definitely going to be a better Uber for Don't Press Tab because of that force.
They don't have any kills though. It's still
Rogue.
9 alive for MCM. They're gonna get some spawners, get some health. Here he's the first casualty, but a bomb in from, we see Logan and BM gonna collapse, and they get the kill onto Hyphen. However, MCM lost too many players in their own backline. Dog and BM and Aaron all went down to the hit scan. So even though MCM get the medic, it's a 6 for medic trade. It's not worth it.
Well, 1 second, and we've got overtime now for MCM. Rogue is up a 40% ad over Hyphen. So I don't know if they're going to have time to build this, actually, but they do have, this might just come down to the 9v9, another double overtime, and potentially what a way to finish this one off. MCM fighting for the life in this game. Sandblast is on
the sticks
the point.
didn't get deaded. They could have killed Sandblast early. Instead, Lenny and RK gonna go down to pick classes. Earrings drop, but Hyphen and Lemons, they get killed. Waterson got stabbed and Aaron's down, but MCM have all the kills they need. They're walking forward. They're cleaning up the point. MCM get those frags. Logan's bomb is the distraction they need. They walk forward and they get everything. MCM taking that round. It is now 3-2. I think we have another halftime, don't we? Because that's 3 rounds. Or are we just going to keep going?
Yeah,
Halftime,
looks
yeah.
like we do. Wow.
So we have a 3-2 lead for Don't Press Tab, and we're going into, honestly, the rare third half of product.
Yeah, so 3-2, I think now 3 of those rounds have come down to a double overtime. Although maybe that one didn't hit double overtime, but at least 4
Close
of
enough.
them. Yeah,
30 seconds or
exactly.
less, we'll say.
Yeah, only one round was decisive, and that was for Don't Press Tab in the round prior. So MCM battled back. I didn't expect it. I was a little negative to start, and it didn't seem like MCM had the stuff towards the end of that to close it out. But I mean, credit where credit is due. They did a great job in collapsing and making sure they got it. We'll take a look at these logs.
Lenny and Jay are absolutely popping off. They have 21 and 23 kills apiece. Jay has 450 DPM on Soldier.
Oh,
He's top
God.
DPMing his team. He has more than Joey Lemons.
And the fact that MCM took 2, 2 now.
How do you take 2 rounds on product when enemy sniper Soldier drop a 50 bomb on you? Like, what?
I don't know. That's absurd. I guess for MCM you want this trend to continue. Like, yeah, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Lenny, pop off, because that's clearly the secret to their success. Exactly how you draw it up.
Yeah, Rogue even has 2 more deaths than Hyphen, and they still won the rounds. And granted, like, Rogue had one really, really bad round where Jake killed him legitimately 3 respawn timers in a row. Other than that, he's pretty much like on pace with Hyphen, so that's pretty fine. What happened in that one round, we won't talk about it too much. Aside from that, like, there's not much different. We still see Sandblast is top performing on the side of MCM. 19 kills, 3 DPM. Dog has caught up in DPM to Joey Lemons, actually best him by 6. So Dog getting a bit caught up to speed right now.
It's hard, and looking at these logs too, I think this is a perfect example of misleading. If you just wanted to look at the logs, you miss so much of the story that's going on, because these logs are decisive for Don't Press Tab.
132 to 104 kills, 6,000 more damage dealt, 2 more Ubers.
I don't know exactly what the secret sauce was for MCM that helped them pull it out. I don't know if it could be mental errors, it could just be some of the experience for a lot of the MCM players and digging deep and finding it. I don't know. This is definitely, if this is a preview for grand finals and this is what we're seeing on just like a week 4 product match, I can't imagine what it's going to look like when we see a best of 3 between these two teams.
Hundreds of dollars are on the line.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe each team is going to hit that second gear. It doesn't look like MCM was going to roll over on this one as well. I know I kind of mentioned that you don't necessarily know what the mumble comms sound like. I'm sure it's still not excellent, just given the fact that it has been demoralizing for some of the players. And
I'm sure they're now after that round, though. They're like, we took 2 rounds. We can definitely win the rounds against these guys, and we'll look to try and keep doing that going forward.
I mean, we both said 4-3 at this point we'd need MCM to take the next round. But after that, it's anybody's game. Clearly both teams really came to play. And again, like, this is a regular season matchup, and I'm not saying that teams will not take it very seriously or anything like that, but clearly neither team is just willing to lie down here.
Yeah, AGB having another very good half. BM a bit behind him in performance, but AGB has just been playing phenomenally tonight. My biggest criticism of this game, I'll say it, I don't know what Watterson is doing half the time, man. I see him walk forward on point ahead of his team and explode. I see him standing still in the middle of an Uber and exploding. I feel like Watterson's playing without his headphones on, period. Like, he's not listening to anything going on in the game. He's not listening to his team's communications about when they're Ubering on him and standing on his head. I feel like if Watterson were to get into this game and have one pop-off half, we'd see MCM being the stronger team overall. The differences happening are just different players having their pop-offs at different moments, because they both have a very good understanding of how to make their pushes work, what they need to succeed. It's just Watterson's the one standout player we haven't seen have a good round yet.
Yeah, I definitely, I think that's a fair criticism. I'm curious. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the EDM is bumping. It's just really not paying attention. I always think of that one like Max clip where he's like just in like a TF2 center, like in a lobby, and he's just like bumping up the EDM and he's going for it. Maybe he's hoping that brings him out of it, but unfortunately, it's not a TF2 center. It's an actual match, and AGB is on the other side backstabbing you.
Yep, and we are loaded into the final half here. We're up 3-2 for the side of Don't Press Tab. Already bombing in Jay fast onto that enemy China. No one's died just yet. There's a lot of HP down. Dog gonna get shot down immediately, but Rogue gets two-piped by Joey Lemon, so eats those in the pocket. Now we see Don't Press Tab trying to walk through here. Counter bomb in, doing tons of work. Logan with a 3K rocket takes down Jay, Lenny, and Joey. BM gets a stab onto Hyphen as well, getting that med pick, and MCM's collapse is flawless even though they lost their medic. The mid-fight goes in favor of MCM.
That was beautiful. Great bomb in by Logan, and BM comes in with the backstab on Hyphen during it. So just well coordinated, waiting enough time for your spy to get into a position. That's exactly how you draw it up. You know, it's a classic. You throw something up in the air and then you get him with the backstab. So
Joe's a
now,
Rogue, 2 rockets, takes him down instantly. No one's there to protect him, and he's gonna die. Oh, Don't Press Tab up, 9 players alive, walking onto the point here. It's just Toad trying to contest, but Watterson has also gone down to Lenny's snipe. There's nothing stopping him. Here's AGB and gonna almost stab here. He gets shotgun down instead, and Don't Press Tab with a clean push. Don't lose a single player to get their capture.
you don't even have enough time to congratulate MCM before Don't Press Tab like get in, and we'll see if potentially MCM want to try to do the same now that Hyphen is building. There goes Jay. I mean, that's
chipping
a big
Cliff
pick.
with a sink. I can appreciate it, but it didn't go his way this time.
Yeah, I mean, when you're having your way with the server, how he is, I mean, why not just go for some more highlights? Because
that's a good entry from BM, taking down Lenny.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now they're going to force Uber early. There's no one even in on them. MCM, they get that Uber force just like they wanted.
They do lose Logan and Supreme Toad, but yeah, you'll take that trade any day of the week. Those respawns are coming in now. Rogue at 70%, 9 players alive. They've got a 3-player advantage, although as I say that Watterson goes down, maybe this is still an opportunity for them to try to take without using the Uber. Trying to push for some position on the point as Eerie goes down to that wrangled mini.
Carson's mini is doing so much work. Sandblast couldn't actually walk forward and get any kills because it was just staring him down, and it killed Eerie in the end. So Carson, he survives with 1 HP on that surf, so stays alive. Now we see 9v9 as the spawners are up. Points almost captured for MCM, and as they have Uber, they're gonna have to use him. Here's Jay going in to get the force onto Rogue. Too scared of dropping to that one, gonna force. It's Jay and Johnny down. Right now Lenny goes down for Don't Press Tab as well, but they're already back to the house. They can't get that medic pick that they want, and now Hyphen on 90%. Even though MCM has the point, we're now favored for Don't Press Tab.
And we'll see how MCM choose to approach this. They could either go in for the bomb, or they might just kite away. It depends on basically the comms, like what are the things going on. Logan comes in for the bomb. It's a little late. They were using anyway. So the kite does come in. They've only lost Logan because he did try to go in for the sack, but otherwise not a bad play there for MCM. And we'll see how this post Uber comes.
Carson and Adam
out.
are on their opponent's concrete now, walking forward. They're going to take down Watterson. They will lose Adam though, so can't quite get back in time. It is still a good push for Don't Press Tab. They have the point now in their control. They're down about 40% Uber to Rogue though.
And all 9 players for MCM up on the respawn now. They're trying to get some time on the point. Here comes AGB, backstab onto Marty, Supreme Toad, and BM gets picked up as well. Lenny going down again might definitely.
Oh, and back Jay! Oh my god! No. He picks Rogue in front of his entire team. Hits the direct on the flying medic, and that's another drop.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I was scared MCM weren't going to finish the cap there, but that just, I don't know. The fact too, MCM did win that half despite Rogue having a worse half, so maybe again this is exactly how they're drawing it up. Okay, Rogue, you're gonna die here because we know what you do.
I doubt it, but you know, we're gonna benefit the doubt. Logan and Aaron did die in downtime, so MCM only 7 players strong right now. They're gonna look to try and defend what they can. They do manage to get arrows onto Eerie and get him out of there. Jay, and again, what does he find? Rocket onto Watterson, picks him, and then goes down to Rogue, so getting a bit of revenge there. That's a Sandblast and BM die in the downtime as well. Hyphen did get forced though, so it was a good play by MCM to get them met out and force the opponent's Uber. We're even on the clock right now as capture goes back in favor of Don't Press Tab.
Yeah, 101 for MCM, ticking down under a minute for Don't Press Tab. Like you said, Rogue has that Uber advantage. MCM, they don't have much more time to play with in terms of waiting around. So I think you got to make sure this Uber is successful. You got to hold on to the point. You want that overtime ticking in your favor. Erie's going to go down early, although RK
Logan got both
and
flank
Bob,
members. RK and Jay go down instantly, and he does get traded. BM dies as well, so both teams running at disadvantage on players. Watson loses that SVS to Lenny, so with that, don't press tab, looking to walk forward here. Uber is popped out, though, for MCM. Sandblast gets the kill into Adam, but Johnny is going to stall the rest of it. He will actually trade onto Sandblast as well, with the help of the mini, so a lot of space in for don't press tab.
I think
He's
that's
on an
a tough...
8K.
That's a tough position for MCM. I don't think they wanted to use there, but they were losing enough players and their health was low enough that they got the point, and I think they just felt the need to use. They just had to, otherwise Rogue was going to risk going down or bleeding too many players.
He takes the person, he gets Waterson. And he's still alive, he does die, but he got Waterson. Oh no, Lenny's 7th kill in this life is a snipe onto Rogue, and now Hyphen's Uber is free. Right now, don't press tab, cleaning up all the frags they can. MCM have no one left, it's just Aaron and Dog, they can't get there in time. And with that ending, that exclamation point, we see don't press tab stamping the 4-2 victory.
Oh my god, wow. I mean, in terms of rounds, that one falls a little bit more into the decisive category. A lot of errors. Like, I think the big one was that one drop from Rogue. Again, you know, it's hard to pin that 100%. Like, oh yeah, how could Rogue drop there? That's tough. You know, when you got a soldier flying at you at 100% speed, 200% speed even, and they sink 2 rockets into you immediately, it's hard for anyone to pick up. You've got to trust in your team and hope that someone either blocks it or reflects. So, I mean, credit to both teams, but especially don't press tab. They came out to prove that they were the #1 team this season, and after that showing, I think I got to agree they are just
they've made their case so far.
Yeah.
I don't even agree that that was like the Rogue drop was a decisive moment, because after that we saw both teams had a minute on the clock, even though it wasn't in favor of don't press tab. MCM had the Uber advantage to work with. If they could have gotten one clean push off where they get the capture, they keep their men alive, and they're able to just reset, kite out the next Uber, they're in a leapfrog situation that puts them in the lead at the end, or at least contesting for overtime. And if that happens, they're in the game, sure. What instead happened is the game ended there 40 seconds on the clock. They got one capture in, didn't kite out at all. I'm pretty sure they lost their med again after that, and they just had no space left. They had to walk forward into sniper sight lines, died in the last push, couldn't get anything going. So from that moment, they should really take a look at that and see how can we make that push cleaner. We have Uber ad, we need to get the point, we need to keep players up.
Oh, no, absolutely. Fair point. The fact is, I mean, there are so many different moments where it looked like either team had the chance throughout this. You know, I think the tough thing too is you look at the double overtimes in the first half. Even if one of those had swung MCM's way, we could have been now sitting at our 3-3 and going into one final tiebreaker round. But don't press tab. Just they had a few more of those moments, and I mean, like we said, even what looked like a decisive half in their favor ended up going in MCM's way. So from a DM perspective, you have to say don't press tab kind of won the entire game, but definitely some strong showings from MCM. And I don't know, this is going to be I don't want to say necessarily like a rivalry or anything like that we're going to watch unfold, but definitely come time for playoffs, I will be very interested to see how these two teams play.
Yeah, we have the combined logs on your guys' screen right now. Top fragger overall was Sandblast, actually, with that 44 kills, tied with Lenny, 44 apiece. That scout sniper on product doing the work that they are meant to do. So props to those two. They did very well across the board. Ending DPM for the demo was 436 for Dog, 478 for Joey Lemons. Joey Lemons had a 530 in the first half, so that boosted him a bit. But yeah, both of them did pretty well. No really discrepancies there. The big thing is like the pick classes for the side of don't press tab absolutely popped off. Lenny's 44 and 24, AGB's 38 and 33. That's 11 more kills than BM. Lenny has what, 15 or 25? No, 15 more than Lenny. I can't count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. The sniper battle ended up being a huge part of it. Lenny, I felt like was a little slow to start, but then he became very consistent. He had a couple of moments where he just popped off, but overall was just consistently fragging. There weren't too many like, okay, here's like the 10K moment, but it was 2 or 3 there and impactful frags at that. He was sniping people down just before Ubers, and I mean that's what you want. You just want a consistent player who's going to be able to get those picks, hence pick classes. But yeah, I mean AGB keeping things difficult for Watterson, Jay keeping things difficult for him, and I don't mean, when I say that, I don't take the blame necessarily off of Watterson, like, oh, what could he do? But I don't know, it's just a tough one. I think MCM maybe go back to the drawing board for this and figure out necessarily what they could change. And for Don't Press Tab, you've got to be feeling great knowing that at this point, first place is yours. I hate to necessarily make it sound like things are said and done in certain perspectives, but for the rest of the season that you are the top dog and you don't have to sweat too much for the remainder of the matches. And I don't know, we'll have to see how things unfold.
Yep, a couple more things I want to point out on the stats I have been looking through. Rogue 17 deaths. He had a rough going with Jay, rough run, and not the best situation having to deal with there. Hyphen only 9 deaths over 40 minutes of product is a very, very good metagame. Man was able to stay alive a lot, keep Uber up for his team. Let me look at the heal stats. 52.8 to 49.3, so that's definitely a lot of heals being output by him. Had 4 more charges than Rogue. Average time to build is about the same. That's fine. And then another thing, I mentioned him only once because it's engineer. There's not much hype. Carson went 32 and 18 on Engie with 260 DPM. That's a very, very strong performance on engineer for product. So shout out to Carson for doing a ton of work.
Did we? I wanted to take a look at the final count for Aaron as well. Definitely the second half, and I guess it's weird to say third half, but they weren't as favorable to Aaron playing the passive Engie. He racks up a total of 20 deaths in it. So I don't know, I was kind of hoping that he would come through and still have the lowest death total overall, but yeah, as you said, that one's going to go for Hyphen. 9 deaths. That is a great performance, and everyone shares in that. I think that's good game sense from a medic and just being aware of escaping or good surfs and things like that. But it's also his team protecting him and making sure that they can keep those advantages in their favor whenever they have them. But yeah, well thought game for both.
Yep, and that's about all there's really to say. Congratulations to Don't Press Tab for that victory. 4-2, going to be keeping themselves in the lead come playoff time. These were their first 2 rounds they dropped all season, though, so MCM definitely able to put up a fight and will be looking to continue to do so come the postseason. But these are our 2 favorite teams to go all the way, so it's going to be very hype seeing them meet again later.
Yeah, an excellent game. I really appreciate having me out here to cast. It was enjoyable. I knew it was going to be a fun night, and I mean surpassed my expectations truly. So awesome night.
Definitely, and we will be wrapping it up here right now. So thank you all for coming out for this Highlander Week 4 match on Product. I am Zagron Voxday by my side and Dolphin behind the camera as always. Thank you all, and have a good night.